Day 5 saw an early start to the day as I made my way out of Puente La Reina and crossed the iconic stone bridge, which gives the town its name. Crossing the bridge, I can feel the energy of countless footsteps that have passed through here over the centuries. Leaving the town behind, I found myself immersed in the idyllic Spanish countryside. Rolling hills adorned with vibrant wildflowers stretch out as far as the eye can see. I'm in the region of Navarre, and the vineyards flank the path as it winds on. The warm golden hues of the sunrise over the landscape are a soothing backdrop to my pilgrimage, creating an atmosphere of tranquility and introspection. One of the most magical aspects of the Camino Frances is the camaraderie among pilgrims. As we walk, we share smiles, nods, and Buen Camino greetings with fellow travelers from every corner of the globe. The sense of unity is palpable, and it's a beautiful reminder that no matter our differences, we're all on this journey together. I continued along with Dimitri, making our way through small towns, across overpasses, and through the odd tunnel. It's amazing the places the Camino Frances path will take you. You could be walking through a dense forest, along a busy highway, or even right through a festival in a major city. Dimitri and I happened upon a cool little olive garden that also doubled as a resting place for pilgrims. We decided to take a breather and enjoy a little rest in the shade of the olive trees before we carried on. Feeling refreshed and re-energized, Dimitri and I resumed our journey along the Camino Frances path. We knew that there would be many more adventures and encounters ahead, but for that moment, we were content to simply enjoy the peaceful beauty of the olive garden and the camaraderie of our fellow travelers. Along the way, I encountered a pilgrim not only from my province of Ontario, but actually from my town, and not too far from where I live. Julia and I couldn't believe the odds of us running into each other, but that's a little bit of Camino magic for you. This concludes my unforgettable walk from Puente La Reina to Estella. The Camino Frances continues to weave its magic, bringing together people and leaving an indelible mark on all who traverse its path. All that was left for the night was to secure my bed, get my clothes washed, and seek out some dinner. I'm 100 kilometers down now with about 700 or more to go. Day 6, and we were out before the sun came up. Several pilgrims, myself included, streamed out of Estella and were excited to hit one of the more iconic stops on the Camino Frances, the Bodegas Erache. Located just 2 kilometers outside of Estella, it would mean we would be having wine for breakfast, as thousands of pilgrims before us have done the same. The company that manages the winery built a wine fountain in one of the exterior walls in 1991 and provides free wine and a place to fill your water bottle, and it is right on the pilgrim's route along the way of St. James. A couple of tips here. Don't set out too early. I've heard of the fountain not being turned on by the time some pilgrims have reached in the early hours of the day. And if you don't want to use your scallop shell as a cup of sorts, bring a plastic water bottle to have a little taste. That's what I did to try a mouthful, as is the tradition. Further along the way, we found our breakfast and the traditional tortilla de patatas, which is fast becoming a staple of the journey. The rhythm of the Camino was coming to me. My trail legs, as they call them, were starting to develop, and the path was getting a little easier with each day. It was remarkable to think that there were still 4 weeks of this journey, but as you'll hear from me later, it would go by in a flash. As the day drew on, the sun beamed hotter than previous days, and just as it appeared that a rest stop was in order, a food truck appeared up ahead as though it was an oasis. I came to learn that it was a couple from Canada who took on this venture after they had also walked the Camino. I commended them on their choice of locale, and they introduced me to the local drink Aquarius, which is similar to Gatorade but apparently better for you. It became the go-to thirst quencher from that day forward. After a short rest with the Canadians, it was back to the trail. The crunch of the stones underfoot had now become part of each day's soundtrack. I did pack a pair of AirPods with me, but only used them to create my daily reels on Instagram. I chose to walk without the aid of music or audiobooks, just so I could be in tune with my surroundings and be present in my thoughts. That's certainly not a knock against pilgrims that enjoy music as they walk, just a personal preference. After a near 22-kilometer day, the town of Los Arcos was in sight, and it would soon be time to complete that daily routine of finding a bed, washing clothes, and scouting out dinner. I grabbed a bed at the municipal albergue and enjoyed the sun on the patio while my clothes dried.
I've been sitting here watching people arrive. There was a big group right behind you there.
I made my way back to the square for dinner and chatted with many fellow pilgrims. The next day is going to be a 28-kilometer trek to the city of Logroño, and along the way, I meet Camino Jim, a friend to this very day.